Well, hello everyone, I'm Postmaster Radio, and it's time to bring on the funny. You're listening to Ujokes Weekly, the one and only podcast highlighting Jonathan Mangum's fantastically funny virtual comedy show Ujokes, where comedians compete for the most laughs, plus you guys and gals playing on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, or wherever else really. You also have a chance to bring it on with your own jokes. That's why it is literally comedy gold at your fingertips. Today I'm counting down my picks for the top 5 jokes from this week's episode of Ujokes, the 91st episode of the whole show to be exact, with returning player Mateen Stewart and newcomer Ed Larson. The best jokes from that night coming up momentarily, but first, if you missed the most recent Ujokes show with Amy Vorpal and Josh Flom, aka Jonathan's Ujokes producer. Sounds crazy, but it is true. Catch up on that show via the podcast link in the description. You can also go to the Ujokes YouTube channel. Plus, to continuing listeners and brand new ones of the podcast, thanks for joining me. If this is your first time listening, though, and you happen to be listening from either Apple Podcasts or Podchaser, please leave those ratings and reviews, if at all possible. And of course, you know how we do it here. We have the top 5 countdown. That'll be followed by the Ujokes Awards, full of additional highlights to come your way. So you're going to want to keep listening for that. But now, without further ado, time to get things rolling. Starting off at spot number 5 on the old Ujokes countdown, we go to a game called What's It Mean? For the non-existent word Vippity. And for those of you not listening on YouTube that just have to know the spelling of the word, it's VIP plus pity. Yeah, that's basically it. Vippity. And for this fake word, you gotta come up with the best, albeit funniest possible definition you can think of. And from that game, you know who gets the countdown going? Team Audience. Yup, Team Audience, specifically Brandon K from the YouTube chat. And this is a callback to Mateen Stewart, because at the beginning of the show, he was talking about his new kid. And by the way, Mateen, congratulations on the new kid. And basically, something about drinking breast milk from the tap came up at some point, which inspired Brandon's joke with Vippity being, and I'm not joking on this one, the feeling of drinking breast milk straight from the tap. So, interesting callback, well done to Brandon K. And you know what, still on the audience, time to go to Randy Hume at spot number 4 on the old Ujokes countdown. Randy Hume representing the Canadians. Yeah, Randy. And you know what? He was this week's Last Show's Best. Have you heard of that before? Last Show's Best? Well, basically, if you can't make, and I'll use this week's Ujokes show as an example, if you were not able to watch this week's Ujokes show live, or maybe you were watching live, you just watched, that's it. Maybe even you submitted jokes into the live chat, but they were not picked by Jonathan's producer, Josh. Still type your joke into the comment section. Jonathan and Josh, they will go back, look through all of the jokes, including those from challenges like the mini Ujokes caption this games that might pop up on Jonathan's Facebook from time to time, or the community tab of the Ujokes YouTube channel. But anyway, whichever joke is number 1, whoever submitted that joke gets to compete in the final round of play against the pros and Team Audience. You might even have a chance of winning said game. That's what happened to Randy in a game of Happy Hour for the picture of 2 cats drinking at a bar. What did Randy do? Well, you could say that he was definitely a positively formidable opponent.
Okay, I'm going to get my nickel's worth with this one. It's a high ball of yarn with a laser pointer chaser, and you can put a tat on my tabby.
Yeah, as if the cat wasn't already out of the bag. Okay, I'm done with the cat puns now. Well done, Randy Hume, and congrats on your win from the Happy Hour game. Again, representing Team Canada. Woo woo! Nice, Randy. Next up at spot numero 3 on the countdown, going into the top 3, the big leagues now. But seriously, Mateen Stewart nailing it on the countdown with the winning joke from the game 7-Word thoughts. 7-word thoughts. Now, this is from the black and white picture of what I guess can be called the Rat King, but that ain't important. What is important is coming up with the best joke for this game, but as you may have guessed, this is 7-word thoughts we are talking about here, which means you cannot use 6 words, which actually did happen during the show, but I'll come back to that later. You can't use 5 words, 8, 9, nope. 7 words on the dot, no more, no less. And Mateen Stewart, I gotta say, it's no wonder that this joke dominated, maybe not only with the humans, but maybe with any rats that may have been listening.
Rat. The other white meat.
It is.
Yes. other white meat. I like it.
Oh boy. If only Splinter from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles were here right now, he'd probably say, "What the heck?" Oh, well, anyway, well done, Mateen. You can tell, having this been only his second appearance on Ujokes, he was ready to bring it. He and Ed as well. And speaking of which, Ed Larson making it to spot numero dos on the old countdown. My second favorite joke from the night, and it goes back to the What's It Mean game with the word Vippity.
Vippity is actually from the phrase Vippity Voppity Voo, which is what the fairy godmother said before she drove a stake into the heart of vampire Cinderella.
Bippity boppity boo and the steak. That sounds like some fan fiction you might have written there, Ed.
You know, I love Disney movies. I can't help it.
Cinderella and vampires. Oh boy, I can just see the undead Prince Charming coming to me now. Oh boy, that is some crazy fan fiction, but well done to Ed Larson. Ultimately, though, it was Mateen Stewart who took the crown of comedy, at least in my humble opinion, because he has my favorite joke of the night. Spot number 1 on the countdown goes to him, still on What's It Mean.
Vippity, acting as if you are a VIP when you are actually a VI core.
Whoa, I love that.
Stop acting so Vippity. You have 5 roommates.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah, sorry to Team Audience and Brandon K, because I know Brandon's joke won the What's It Mean game, but if I gotta be honest, in my humble opinion, Mateen and Ed, they were kind of unstoppable in that game. But callback to the callback. Gotta give some respect to Brandon K. It's not easy pulling off the callback jokes. And with that being said, that is it for the top 5 countdown. Congrats again to Ed, Mateen, and Team Audience. You all brought it this week. But now it's time for the Ujokes Awards, which is basically like the Oscars, except an award show you may actually enjoy. The first award is for Comedian of the Week, and I don't know if it's because he's been on the show 2 times now at this point, or if he was really on his A game, probably a bit of both. But for me, the winner is Mateen Stewart. You are this week's Comedian of the Week, and it looks like I'm not the only one who thinks so, because for the Twitter and Instagram voters, it was unanimous. And shout out to one of the voters, Sarah Ray Johnson. The second award of the night is for Game of the Week, and I gotta give it to What's It Mean, because this was one of those games in which all 3 of the jokes from Ed, Mateen, and Team Audience were on fire. You don't get that very often, that's what I thought anyway. For the Ujokes audience, voting on Twitter and Instagram, it was originally a tie between What's It Mean, Happy Hour, and 7-word thoughts. But thanks to a vote from Sarah Ray Johnson, the tie has been broken with 7-word thoughts. Next up, we have the Audience Award, and this one, no question about it either. Congratulations to, once again representing Team Canada, I cannot say that enough, Randy Hume. You have won the Audience Award. You by far had the superior joke from Team Audience. And congrats on being last show's best for the second time. It may have been number 2 in terms of appearances, but you're definitely number 1, at least for this week. And as for Manga Moment, well, remember a few minutes ago when I mentioned the game's 7-word thoughts? Well, there was a joke from Team Audience. The official one came from Josh Bagley. No need for a stimulus bill now. Shout out to not producer Josh. But actual producer Josh, before pulling up Josh Bagley's, he had pulled up a different joke, and, well, I'll just let the clip do the talking.
Plaza. Dinner time at the Trump Plaza. Put it up again. Dinner time at the Trump Plaza. That's 6 words, William.
It's 6. I'm sorry. You're right. Hang on.
William, get off the internet, William.
Well, he did say Trump Plaza. He can't count.
I was just giving you a little slack there, William. Thank you for playing along, and also you suck at math. So those two are compatible.
So that's it for the Ujokes Awards, and before we say goodbye to the podcast for today, a couple of final announcements that I must make. First, although the next Ujokes show is coming up on Monday, October 11th, if all goes to plan, there is a small chance that there will not be a new Ujokes podcast next week. So just giving you that heads up from now, I assume that the Ujokes podcast will still be back after today with another new episode next week, but just giving you that warning from now just in case something comes up. And until the next Ujokes show, well, like I said before, you can submit jokes into the comments section for a chance to be next week's last show's best. Plus, you can also check out more fun-filled shows like FMK Champions, hosted by College Humor's Carolyn Page, Wednesday nights at 7 Pacific Time, 10 Eastern. You've also got High Joke Score, where jokes equal cash. You'll find both shows on the Ujokes YouTube channel, and while you're at it, you can also get Ujokes/FMK merch via the link in the description. It could be a Ujokes mug, as the lovely Ujokes producer Josh was modeling, or also as producer Josh was modeling an FMK Champs shirt. It's all up to you. Link to the merch site in the description. There is also a link to the official Ujokes website created by Ujokes fanatic Craig in the UK. Make sure you check that out as well. And to stay connected with me, Ujokes Weekly, and my other podcasts, you gotta follow me on Twitter and Insta at Postmaster Radio, plus like, subscribe, comment, rate, and review on Spotify, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spreaker, the list goes on. The account links can all be found in the description. Thanks again for listening, and until next time, well, bye for now. See ya!